All right, so these seniors are pretty special, so just a quick moment because they were seniors, they were in the band program during the COVID pandemic. They were the ones that stayed, they're the ones that worked hard, they're the ones that worked to help rebuild, and we are indebted to them for their work, we're indebted to them for their efforts and their leadership over their time here at Melville. Our first senior, Abby Albert. When Abby started high school band, she started out in color guard. And by second semester, we were able to convince her to learn to play an instrument. So she came in, she was playing clarinet, and she stayed with us all 4 years doing color guard, playing clarinet in concert season. Abby's been a steady, dependable, well-rounded band member. Her personality is inviting and nurturing, and she has multiple talents. So some of y'all have been to one of the plays or musical. She's an incredible seamstress and makes many of the costumes and involved heavily in the plays and the musical at Melville High School. I think Abby's leadership in the Guard has been something that has stood out as one of her big contributions. She's always very calm, always very directive, inviting, always helping the Guard members excel. I've watched her on many occasions show leadership beyond her years, and I think it's only fitting that Abby gets the Most Valuable Player Award, Color Guard. Some more information about Abby that she submitted to me. She's going to Eastern Illinois. She's going to study in communication disorders and sciences to become a speech therapist. In terms of scholarships, she has scholarships and grants totaling over $27,000, including a $10,000 for the St. Louis College Club Scholarship for her freshman year. So congratulations, Abby. Isabella Andrus. When I think of Isabella, I think of integrity. I think of focus, I think of direction. She's one of those quiet workers in the band. Every AT, you see her working hard on her homework, on her schoolwork, and when you see us start band rehearsal, you see her working hard there. She's always been dependable, she's always been present, she's always been very conscious and directed, doing everything that she needed to. She takes ownership in what happens in the band, and she's been loyal and hardworking. I watched Isabella give guidance to the younger members in her section, and I've talked to her many times because her family is a military family, and her dad did full career in the military, and this is where they ended up in his retirement. So many of the similarities with band, in terms of the discipline, the structure, have been part of her personal life growing up in the military, and I think that's one of the contributing factors that makes her a very mature student. She has the ability to see things and absorb things that most other kids overlook, and she's been a very dedicated band member to the program. So receiving the Band Pride Award is Isabella Andrus. And for our next year, Isabella is going to Missouri S&T, and she's going to study biomedical engineering with an emphasis in biomanufacturing. Yes, give her a hand, yes. This young lady was an interesting deja vu experience for me. So Kayla Barrett, and my first year at Melville, 33 years ago, her mother was a senior in band. And it's quite fun for me when you have students and then they have children and then you get their children. And What's fun about Kayla is that a lot of the similarities from her mom, remembering her mom and band, are very similar to how Kayla conducts herself. So Kayla is very quiet, her mom is very quiet, hardworking, very dedicated, outstanding athlete. Her mom played softball at Mississippi State. And Kayla is an outstanding runner. And the similarities have just been striking to me and fun. Kayla is hardworking, dedicated. She's an outstanding member of the band. I always have a soft spot for those kids who are in band and doing sports and other activities because I want them to excel in all the things that they do at Melville High School. She is one of those students that is probably one of the busiest people in band. She's through two sport, track and cross country. Did you do a winter sport? I couldn't remember. No, but she has been training and stuff in the off season, in the off time, so that she can get better. Juggling band, track, cross country since her freshman year, and giving 110% to everything that she does. It's not uncommon that I can see Kayla running to band practice, running to a cross country meet, coming home from a cross country meet or practice, then coming to band practice. That was a very common thing that I would see with her, and she's done that for 4 years. And she's been the example of hardworking and dedication. And I definitely think it's only fitting that Kayla receives the Musician Athlete Award. And is Amy here? Where are you, Amy? Did you get the same award? Mama got the same award too, so I just thought of that tonight while I was sitting there. So next year, Kayla is going to attend Mississippi State, and she's studying anthropology with an emphasis in archaeology. And scholarship, she has a little over $1,400 alumni tuition scholarship, and she's received a little over $16,000 in academic scholarships. So congratulations. This next young man, Ian Brown, you got to see him do his thing a little earlier with the brass band. You got to see him rap, which I hadn't quite heard that because we weren't mic'd in the band room. And actually, it was pretty good. Also, as I mentioned before, Ian arranged a lot of the tunes, a lot of the pieces, and helped rehearse them. It's been fun watching that cycle and watching that leadership. One of my earliest memories of Ian as a freshman, riding his bike everywhere. He rode it to band, rode it to concerts. He also rigged somehow his trumpet on his back, like a backpack. And he is pretty inventive and pretty creative. But now he drives. I told him the other day, I said, why don't you just ride your bike one time for me, just so I can have that. He wasn't really down for that. But Ian, as a freshman, as a sophomore, came into the band program and did jazz band and has worked his way up. And his jazz IQ, as he's gone through the program, has increased. One of the arrangements that he did, it took him 4 months to do. One of the jazz band arrangements, it took him 4 months. Now, he got better at it, got quicker, and just so you can see his level of dedication, his level of work. By his senior year, making all these arrangements, rehearsing the pieces, has just been an outstanding addition. Ian has excelled not only in concert band as a section leader, being a positive role model for the students in band, but he's also excelled in jazz band and excels in everything that he does. So, receiving the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award is Ian Brown. And next year, Ian is going to attend St. Louis Community College, and he's going to study the culinary arts. So congratulations. next young lady, Nora Burns. And Nora has had an interesting evolution into the band program, because she kind of came about it in kind of a zigzag format. But she came into high school band and started as a violin player. Now, some things about Nora, which you cannot tell this by looking at her, she's extremely sweet, but she has a very stubborn streak about her. So it's very difficult to tell her to do anything. It has to be her idea, and it has to be completely within her control. You know it's true. It's okay. My wife is the same way. That's why I love her. So, but I tried for 3 years that Nora was in band, trying to get her into the band program, second semester. So I have her learn an instrument, play an instrument. She came in for color guard, did a great job in color guard. She was very talented, she caught on quickly. She was a very good flag member. She picked up the skills, she was a good dancer. And then that was the kind of kid that I wanted. I kept trying for a long time, and I could never, ever get her to play. And one day, she came to me and said, "Guess what, Brown?" She said, "I'm gonna play clarinet in concert band my senior year, second semester." I go, "Oh, it's your idea, isn't it? I guess you're gonna do it." And she came into the program second semester playing, and we knew she would do well because we knew the amount of work ethic that she has. She knew she would do the very best she could, and she would be a strong influence on those around her the same way that she was in color guard. Nora is a natural born leader. She has the ability just to brighten the room when she comes in, and she has the ability to influence other people. So receiving the Most Valuable Player Award in color guard is Nora Burns. Next year, Nora is going to attend Southern Illinois University at Carbondale, and she's going to study human resource management. And she has an American Sign Language Communication Scholarship, Saluki Gold Award for $3,500, and congratulations, Nora. This next young lady, Julia Gentleman. And sometimes there are people that slip into our band program, and I don't really know them. And I don't really know them very well. And I miss their potential. And Julie came into the band program and ended up in concert band her first year. And we were looking for people to play in the musical, in the pit. And we're just kind of throwing it out. Anybody that wanted to play, it's a lot of extra work, it's a lot of extra time, it's a lot of stuff. And Julie was in concert band and said, "Yeah, I think I'd like to play." And she came in and played, and my wife was conducting the group. And one of the things my wife said to me, said, "You got to get to know this girl, Julie, because you're going to want her in symphonic band." He said, "She's amazing, hardworking, focused. She'd come into rehearsal, there's no messing around. She's dedicated, she gets right to it." And after I met her, she came into band, honor band that next year, and she came in full force. She joined honor band, originally coming from concert band, after volunteering for the pit, and she made her mark. She thrived. Her playing improved. She became more social, and was never scared of it. She's very confident. She's very focused, very motivated, and determined and intense, and she's very goal-oriented. It's hard to excel academically at Melville High School, especially when you're involved in multiple activities the way she is. Julie has been the exception. Not only has she been a great band member, but academically she's had a weighted GPA of 4.176, and I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of also to announce that she received the National Merit Commended Scholars Award, which is a very elite group, and yes, for sure. And Julie has been the example of excellence at Melville High School. She's been an amazing person, and I'm so proud of her. And receiving the Scholar Musician Award is Julie Ginton. And next year, Julie is slated to go to Mizzou, and she's going to major in natural resource science and management with an emphasis in fisheries and wildlife. And she has a number of scholarships. She has an undergraduate grant, $3,900. Leroy and Bernice Gastrin scholarship for $1,000, a Chancellor Award for $7,200, a Bright Flight scholarship of $3,000, a Bright Future scholarship for $500, totaling just under $16,000. So congratulations. This next young lady, Nicole Goebel, when she started high school, she was actually a trumpet player. And we had a large number of trumpets, and I needed some kids that would be willing to switch. And I think we actually switched to in middle school, didn't we? Didn't I talk to you about it? I thought I talked to you about it because we were pinpointing some kids that we could kind of move around. And we needed some I always like a larger clarinet section. So Nicole was one of those kind of students that would be willing to do anything you asked of her. And her willingness to switch shows her character, shows what kind of person she is. She's the kind of person that gives to the band and will do it willingly without concern of getting some sort of reward out of it herself. She's been one of the color guard captains for a good portion of her time in Melville, and that's how the kind of captain she is. She has a level of drive and willingness to sacrifice to make the guard better, to help the individuals and the members in the guard be better. She's a pretty special young lady. Highly involved in the play, musicals, has been highly involved in that over her years, also juggling the schedule between band and drama and other activities. And a lot of those kids, when they take multiple activities like that, they have to be willing to sacrifice their personal time. And she does that with a level of dedication that is far to none. Her core value is one of work. And if you know her family's a hard-working family, salt of the earth people, and that's where she comes from. She's an outstanding band member, outstanding color guard member, outstanding leader, has an amazing role in the band, has an amazing role in the color guard, and I'm going to miss her. And receiving the Most Valuable Player Award, color guard, is Nicole Cole. And next year, Nicole is going to St. Louis University, and she's going to major in theater. She has a number of scholarships. She has a SLU Merit Scholarship for $37,000. She has a SLU Theater Scholarship for a little over $7,000. She has a $250 Drama Parent Association Scholarship. She has the Melville Oakville Alumni Steve Boston Memorial Scholarship for $1,000. So congratulations, Nicole. This next young man is Aiden Gutling, and I have many memories of going over to Berkeley in the morning, and Berkeley is an early middle school, and same time as Melville High School, but when you're in 6th grade, it could be 4 in the morning. When you're in there, you're starting class at 7. But I have many memories of working with Aiden as a beginner at Berkeley, and I could tell right from the start, because he was very conscious of what was going on, very directed of what was going on, that he was going to be a good player. I was very concerned that we got him into the program and got him involved, and when he did, he thrived. You got to hear him earlier tonight playing trumpet in the jazz band. You've heard him playing in concert band, going to solo ensemble, receiving multiple awards at solo ensemble, and so he's just been an outstanding musical contribution. His jazz band playing has always surprised me because he can pick up lines and has the musicality to hear things and pick up things that sometimes what a lot of other members would miss. But his French horn playing in honor band has been outstanding, and marching band has been outstanding. His leadership as a musician has been one of the major reasons why we've been able to play some of the pieces that we had, because they had big French horn parts. So some of the pieces that we had picked the last couple of years has been because of some of his leadership and musicianship. He's very patient with the other members of the section, and I can always rely on him. He came into us this year and said, hey, I think I want to play tuba just for fun. And he's playing tuba in the concert band every day. And he's done an excellent job with that. He just has a musical sense about him. And I've loved watching him grow. I've loved watching him mature. As a student, as a young man, Aiden makes me proud. And to see the young, outstanding musician and person that he's become. So receiving the John Philip Sousa Award is Aiden Young. And next year, Aiden is going to go to Truman State. He's going to study statistics. And he has a number of scholarships here. He has the True Merit Scholarship for $6,000. He has the Bulldog Legacy Scholarship for $1,000. He has the President's Honorary Scholarship for $2,500. He has the Together Foundation Vince Jackowitz Member Scholarship for $1,500. So congratulations. This next young lady, Naomi Hayes. Naomi came into high school band early on in COVID. She's one of the early members. I remember getting COVID. And it touched me because when she was hospitalized for a bit of it, I remember her emailing, saying, I miss you guys, I'll get back soon. And that moment that she said that and did that just like touched my heart. And I've held on to that for 4 or 5 years or so. And the thing that I did not quite know when she came into high school is the level of talent that she was going to have in multiple things. So she's participated in multiple clubs. I tried to work on naming some of them. There were a lot. So Naomi is very involved in a lot of activities in band, highly involved in swimming and sports, on the water polo team. There are many activities and many things that I know that I missed, so I didn't try to name them all, but she is extremely busy, extremely involved, and one of those people that doesn't sit and watch the world go by. I didn't realize totally when she came in that she was a good piano player. And we've utilized her skill in the drumline, percussion section, and she's been a positive force in that area. We've been able to do some work and do some things that were pretty flashy because of her piano ability. Also, one of the things that I'm going to truly, truly miss is just her fun personality, and it brightens my day. I love trying to compare wit with Naomi daily, on a daily basis. And she always loses, though. But her ability to encourage other members in the band, to make them want to work harder is one of her great secrets. I'm going to miss Naomi's musicianship and her skill, and I'm going to miss the comic banter that we throw back and forth to each other. So receiving the Most Versatile Award is Naomi Hayes. And next year, Naomi is going to Penn State Barrett. Am I saying it wrong? Barrett? And she's going to play water polo there. She's studying forensic psychology, and like I said, she's playing water polo there. She's doing the Penn State Discover Scholarship as well. So congratulations. And this next young man is Ian Parade. Now, I have to preface something. It was difficult because Ian could have very easily received the Scholar Musician Award. And when I talk about some of his academics and skill, And I think, what was your GPA? I looked it up. It's like a 4.2? 4.358. Okay, unweighted, you guys got it right there. So I looked it up, and it didn't quite fit the award, but I'm glad he gave me those specifics. But once I talk about him and you see, he does fit this and would fit multiple awards, as many of the kids do. So I did preface it, he probably could have been a Musician Scholar Award, but when you talk about his level of musicianship, his level of energy, his level of effort, it makes my heart so happy when he would practice for solo ensemble religiously. He'd say, "Hey, Brown, can I split the time in practice?" And worked extremely hard on it, very dedicated, had his solo picked out way early before everything else, was been working on it, striving on it, moving on it. And what's interesting is about when he came in as a freshman, he almost didn't want to stay in band. Because the whole band experience is kind of weird. There's a lot of yelling. It's hot. Things that happen are kind of weird sometimes. But I think what kept Ian in was the music. And he loved the music. He loved playing. He came to us initially as a string player. So he had a level of musician and solid foundation above probably most kids that didn't have that. Once he came into the program, he took off. He became a great section leader in the band. He was very positive, participated in solo ensemble in multiple years in multiple groups. And not only did he participate, but he also qualified for state 2 years, I know for sure. Was it 3? 2. So that's, even to qualify and go is an amazing feat. He's been the pinnacle of performance. And when each time that I've watched him in state perform his solo, he's performed it with a level of energy that just excited me. And Ian is one of those kind of persons that's going to excel in everything that he does. He's been hardworking, he's been a positive part of the program and the band program, and I'm going to miss him. And receiving the, which I have to explain this award, this is one of the oldest band awards, and it's written, and it's for the soloist. It's the Semper Fidelis Award, which was the Marine motto, always faithful. And this is a very, very old award. It goes back to the original bands that were there. So, and it's for the soloist, the musician in the band, and receiving the Semper Fidelis Award is Ian Perret. And next year, Ian is going to be attending Mizzou, and he's going to be studying biomedical engineering. And he has a number of scholarships, and I'm gonna read through them here. So he's received the National Merit Special New Market Scholarship, the Kiwanis Scholarship, the Hageman Scholarship, the Lloyd Hightower Scholarship for Engineering, the MIZ Legacy Scholarship, the Missouri STEM Signing Day Scholarship, the Southwest Area Chamber of Commerce Scholarship, the Nottleman Music Scholarship, the Helen Barrett Scholarship, the Missouri Scholars Scholarship, and the Bright Flight Scholarship. So congratulations. This next young man, Terrian Parker. Now I have to preface this, if you can picture the student that came into band, the most quiet, reserved personality that you can think of. And that was Terry. It was painful for him to talk to me. Now, those kids who are quiet, I always force the issue. So they get singled out, I head right toward them. The best thing is when you come into band is to be very vocal, and then I will leave you alone. Not really. But Terrion came in an interesting climate, and I need to explain this history, because some of this history is similar to mine. He came in during the time when our district was slated to accept Riverview Gardens students. So if you all can remember that, their district had accreditation issues, and the students were given choices to switch to other districts if they wanted to. Now, Melville at that time, and I'm just going to say this personally, and I know Dr. Bressler is there, so I'm sorry if I step on it, but Melville responded to it poorly. They responded horribly to it. And you can say, well, no, they didn't. Anytime that you have the NAACP and the ACLU both filing lawsuits against you, against the school district, you did something wrong. So, luckily, for our good fortune, the end result of that was Terry coming to Melville High School and staying at Melville High School. I can remember telling my wife how much, when he came into the program, how hardworking he was, and I'm glad he stuck with it. Logistically, it's been a challenge for their family, because they don't live in the district, and he never misses anything. So logistically, it's been a family-dedicated venture that he be there and present in everything. And not trying to share too much information, but when he was much younger, his mom had cancer, and actually pretty serious cancer, and I think it came back twice, had a brain tumor, it came back twice. So beyond issue of the logistics of getting him to and fro, they had personal things that they were challenged and fighting. And that gives you the level of dedication and how hard their family works and how special they are. Terry has never let us down in any category. He's improved as a musician, he's improved as a band member. In fact, when he was a freshman, I told him the goal for him was to give a speech at the band banquet. And for a kid who is painfully shy, that was a hurdle that he crossed. And I was so proud of him at that moment, because there's that moment of progress and growth. And in fact, him coming here today, he texted me and said, hey, we've got a lot of trees down. So the city got a pretty good chunk of the tornado and damage, and he had to finagle things just to get here. But he texted me when he got here and said, we got here safe, Mr. Brown, so no worries, it's good. And I want you to see that's the level of person he is, that's the level of motivation that he has. And especially coming to Melville in an unfriendly climate, and he has thrived in this environment, shows an amazing feat. So I think it's only fitting receiving the Most Improved Award is Terry Park. And next year, Terrion is going to St. Louis University, and he's studying biology. And he has received a $27,000 Billiken scholarship, so congratulations. This next young man, Dominic Ramos, there were two French horn players in that little French horn class that I worked with when they were in 6th grade, Aiden being one of them, and the other was Dominic Ramos. Now, as well, any of those students who are extremely quiet, extremely shy, I make an admission that I pinpoint directly for them. Dominic was that student. As a freshman, as a 6th grader, it was painfully difficult, pained him to say anything to me. And because of that, I would seek him out, and I would try to generate any kind of conversation that I could. Now, actually, as we were coming up here tonight, he actually was trash talking me on some things. So he has improved, he has grown, and that level of confidence, when you see that within the kids as they grow, it's an amazing thing. So when I first met Dominic as a French horn beginner at Berkeley, he was quiet, he was a good student, he was always excited to be there, he was always willing to work hard, and he was a good player. Dominic started his high school, and when he started high school band, he started to flourish. He was a strong member of the section, doing a great job playing. He was involved in cross country, track, wrestling, probably some other activities that I'm missing throughout his high school career. Has juggled everything really well. Dominic's been an important part of the French horn section that we've had at Melville High School. And like I said, we've been able to do some music because we've had such an outstanding French horn section. A lot of the music that we picked has been very French horn dominant. And Dominic was one of those reasons why we were able to do that. He's everything that you think of when you think of a successful student. His enthusiasm, his reliability, and dependability is second to none. And I'm gonna miss I'm gonna miss everything about Dominic, especially the trash talking, which we just kind of started the last few months. It's been kind of fun. So, and I think knowing him and his level of musicianship, it's only fitting that him receiving the musicianship award is Dominic Ramos. Next year, Dominic is going to Oklahoma State, and he is studying mechanical engineering, and he's received an out-of-state achievement scholarship for $12,000 for 4 years, so congratulations. This next young man, Jesse Rayborn, has been an enthusiastic member of the band. In fact, when your brother is in band with you, and you guys have similar types of personality, it's always fun and excitement, because you can always see them poking fun at each other. And when that happens, I always have to kind of join in. And Jesse is one of those students that loves the attention, loves the sport, and has actually gotten really good at it over the last 4 years. And his influence in the band, his influence and excitement in the section has been a huge contribution. His trumpet playing has gotten better, he's gotten improved over the years. He's had some pretty important spots this year, pretty important musical things that he had to achieve, and he's taken them with courage and excitement and energy. And when you get to know him, know his family, how hard they work, the integrity that they have, it makes sense totally from where he's come from and the positive and inviting mentality that he would have. He's always a good sport about being singled out, and I always have to. And I did not know when he got singled out at the Banana Award for the band banquet on his driving test that, they cleared all these with me, and I was like, yikes, I didn't know it was that serious. So, but he took it great, passed it his third time. So yes, he's on the streets, guys. He is on the streets. So, and when he got it, we all kind of applauded him, and did we make fun of you? Yeah, we brought. So he's the kind of person that you want to be around. Actually, one of the other things that you don't know, he's actually becoming a professional bingo hustler. You will see him there working when we need. You will see him there playing with his grandma. And it's pretty special that he will come in and play with his grandma, because having those things that you can do with your grandparents and bond with, especially when I look at things now at 56, I see the world differently. And having those kinds of connections are priceless. So it makes my heart soft when I see the two of them there. He's getting her books, and she loves it. Is she here? Where? There she is. There you are. Hey there, how are you? And she's one of our professional bingo players right there, you guys. She wins it all. She has to wheelbarrows of money out each night. So if you want the secrets, talk to her. She's got it. But Jesse's been that kind of person, and he's been pretty special. And I think receiving the dedication award fits Jesse Rayborn. And next year, Jesse is going to Rankin, and he's going to study plumbing technology at Rankin, and he's received the A+ scholarship, so congratulations. This next young man, Nick Raisler, and I have to preface this because I think when Nick started just reading his body language, the whole marching band thing was just kind of a weird thing to Nick. And it is weird, but it is fun. And Nick, as you see, he's kind of tall, he had big feet. I think I used to make fun of him. He looked like he's marching around with skis on his feet. And so he was a little uncoordinated. So going forward, marching for Nick was tough, which I still to this day don't know why and how he was able to march backwards better than he could march going forwards. And I told him, I said, if we could just march you backwards in the whole show, you would look a lot better. So he struggled a little bit with the coordination. He eventually got it. And you know, for a lot of times the boys coming in, when they're around that age of 14, they're still kind of getting their balance and their coordination. And Nick did a great job. He really improved, his determination improved. And he got singled out a lot as a freshman. But he's a good sport. He took it and worked to improve. And now is where he is today, being one of the drum majors, being highly involved in the drama program, taking leadership roles in the drama program. And I don't know quite all the leadership roles that he does, but if you've gone and seen any of the plays and musicals, especially the last few years, he's had a strong leadership hand in it, from coordinating, from rehearsing, and all those things, and probably things that I don't even know. So to this day, I'm not quite sure of all the things that he's done in there, but if you've gone and watched any of it, you've been seeing his work. He came in as a drum major ready to excel. And he hit that point of 15, 16, and his maturity level grew, increased, his level of confidence improved, and he became an amazing band member. Doing great jobs, he was able to see things, he was able to anticipate things before I even could think of it. He could come in, manage the students, manage the kids, help everything continue, and keep himself separated and still part of that leadership role. So Nick is an outstanding musician. He's played at state multiple times and receiving high awards there at districts and state. And like I said, an exceptional leader. So I think fitting of leaving Melville High School receiving the leadership award is Nick Racer. So next year, Nick is going to the University of Kansas, and he's studying political science, pre-law. And scholarships, he has an achievement scholarship for KU, and he has the Nautilus scholarship, so congratulations. Now this next young man, Andrew Stratos. Andrew Stratos is part of a herd of Stratos family. So the mom had, where's Mama Stratos? Where is she? There you go. Mama Stratos had triplets before Andrew. So if you guys thought one baby was tough, I mean, 1, 2, 3 is not 3 times, it's like 10 times to me. So, and then Andrew was not far behind. So earlier today, the families at Rolla watching one of their sons graduate from Rolla, and they were driving in and told me, say, hey, Mr. Brown, we might be there, we'll be a little late. I was a little worried with all the storms and all that. You probably drove through some of that craziness, so hopefully you guys were safe, and obviously you made it here okay. So as a freshman, and I'm going to be very honest, as a freshman coming in, Andrew had a lot of coordination issues. He was a good player. My wife and I would talk about this. I said, he's a great player. He can play, he's a good musician. He just can't march in time. And he said, you know, knowing who a kid who's a good musician will get it. It may take a little bit for him, which it did. And we pushed him hard, we worked him, we pushed him, and we rooted for him, and he did a great job. He came in, he stepped up his game, and despite the struggle, he didn't concede to it. He actually worked harder and grew from it. And that's kind of been the epitome of Andrew. He's been a great member of the band. He's been an outstanding French horn player in the band. And like I said, we've had this amazing French horn section that anybody would die for, with all these great players from down the road. And he's been one of those. Participating in solo ensemble multiple years. He's been dedicated to everything that we've done, always been there. He's been a calm and creative member, doesn't cause any drama. He's pretty quiet, pretty easygoing. Yes, you are. Would you do that dog confusing look for me with your head? But he is one of those special members. As he's come through high school, he's gotten more social, he's gotten more involved, he's gotten a greater level of confidence, and I think Andrew Stratos is one of those students that will do anything for you and dedicate anything for you and be the epitome of a perfect band member. And I think it's only fitting receiving the Team Player Award is Andrew Stratos. And next year, Andrew is going to Southeast Missouri State and he's studying political science, so congratulations. Also, I wanted to, usually our techs are the pretty quiet people in the room that you don't really know and don't really see. The techs that were here, they had a lot of pre-stuff that happened. So the multiple electrical jolts. Kramer told me that we lost electric multiple times here in the room, and the system kept resetting itself. They had to come in early, do a lot of extra things to help things work for us. Obviously, we had set up our sound equipment because they told me the sound equipment wasn't working. So luckily, that was up and running. I know somebody who complained about the air conditioning. To be honest with you, it's hot, but it's not too bad. And if it means coming in, honor some of our students who have dedicated themselves and done beautiful work over the 4 years, I'll be hot any day for that. So I do appreciate you all being here. If you give us a couple minutes, we've got some transitions. We need to get equipment situated so that it's out of the way, and then we're going to take it down on Monday when we're all back. So thank you all. Hope you had a good concert.
Experience we will all remember, and so this is what our class decided to do for you guys this year. It's a picture that my sister graciously took, and all her pictures, she was our personal photographer for the band these past 4 years, and we have some cards for you guys because we love you guys so much.